a mystery.
So there is a beautiful post-dawn silence, apart from a choral ensemble of bird calls. Feeling mentally unencumbered, I ruminate on what is fishing. Well, fishing is good for the imagination, a reliever of stress, an unpredictable escape routine, woohoo, a direct link to the natural world, an affirmative bonding experience. It can engender a wide and varied array of emotion. It can be a simple shared pleasure. It can be dramatic or relaxingly banal. It is good for the soul. Until the phone rings. What could I possibly have against phones? Well, when I was out fishing the other day, and I thought, what really is the dominant culture in Australia? The culture of suburbia banalia. Perhaps simply put, just home and contents, kids and pets, with its social forms centering around the endlessly repeated daily routines, with the acceptance of existence as decades of staid, structured predictability. And if culture is also the development of the mind, decades of suburban routine is the death knell of imaginative enlightenment. How can you be creative when your brain's gone into stasis or a coma from the daily suburban routine? If that daily commute to work were to ever be visually inspiring, actually imposing itself onto your consciousness, perhaps your imagination might just sputter into actual motion or a real form of existence. Of course, the compensation for a routine existence is the euphoric sedative of mass cultural entertainment, available anywhere and anytime on the phone.
Moving in and out of history, moonlight flower. She blooms in the midnight hour, telling lies that you wanna hear, soft and low. She whispers into your ear.
Do I have an issue with the modern mobile phone? Well, the technology isn't the problem. Phones aren't the problem. It is the behaviours that phones gender and nurture that is the problem. And the belief that a human being cannot and should not function without a phone. So, are they the most important item in modern existence? Not imagination, personality, inquisitiveness, free thought. For in this age, all those human characteristics cannot exist without the individual owning a phone. Or does a phone degrade, impoverish and corrupt the aspects and flavours of an individual?
Her hair is dark against the sky. Her eyes catch the moonlight. Throw it back like a challenge. Her smile is a cool invitation. Come along, come along. Come with me if you dare. Breathe the air of love and despair. Take a hand, and you go dancing on the breeze. Follow her down under the shadow of the tree.
Certainly a phone can make obsessions more immediate and prolong the monomaniacal level and depth of absorption in pursuing them. A perfect pair of shoes, 10 hours, 30 hours, 1,000 hours of empty devotion to their epic pursuit. And what about that claim that your phone helps your creativity? Having other people's moronic drivel pouring into your consciousness so you can then plagiarise it and send it to the world. Or those grandiose ads telling you to unleash your creative spirit. Creative spirits are nurtured and developed over a long period of time. Not search, click, cut, paste on your damn phone.
I drink her wine and I lose all my sense of time in the morning. The birds and the animals, they get warning. Maybe tomorrow, can't keep her love, only borrow words unspoken, waiting to be awoken.
What phones can give you is the new self-induced, completely fixated on the phone mental disorder that's not autism. The phone is always more important than the person sitting beside you or the world around you. And what about the phone entitling you to the new socially accepted rudeness? Or, far worse than rudeness, where not having a phone can cause a person to face extreme discrimination, humiliation, and persecution. Case in point. So, I went for a walk to my local pub, but I don't have a phone. The result of not owning a phone? Discriminated against, belittled, and humiliated in front of a crowd for not having a phone, and then told I would not be served and sent away. Yeah, how ridiculous. How could they? And no, I will never be going back there. Well, I went back a second time, and guess what happened?
Her hair is dark against the sky. Her eyes catch the moonlight. Throw it back like a challenge. Her smile is a cool invitation. Come along, come along. Come with me if you dare. Breathe the air of love and despair. Breathe the air of love and despair.
So that's not having a phone. Well, having one involves being watched by the all-seeing, all-monitoring spook that observes and records every single aspect of your existence. Phones are the global corporation's permanently open doorway to you and everything you do or desire. Mention in passing in a phone call that you ate something which gave you diarrhea, and hey presto, suddenly ads from everywhere for every form of bowel ailment and links to colorectal apps or toilet suppliers of one form or another. Does a supposedly free individual really need that panoply of free market despots barking at them, telling them what you need, what you want, what you must have, who you should be, what acquisitions are indispensable? But that, of course, is not as bad as the desire to be seen. Phones and the variations on messaging and tweeting and bleating seem to pump up people's self-importance, vanity, and competitive urge to display to the world every single thing they do on the toilet and everything that their dog does on the toilet. How painfully and woefully banal is Facebook syndrome, telling the world, look at me, when you have nothing of any consequence to say or display. Ah, but my family wants to know every detail of my life.
Breathe the air. Love and despair. Love and despair.
To lose access to social tedia is to lose the meaning of life and existence. Wasn't that the chorus when Google shut news access to Feces Book? F-Witter, Feces Book, tick effing tock, and of course you can bleat out every thought endlessly like the ex-commander in Bleat, Donald Trump. You want a full, rich, meaningful life. Climb out of the stultifying swamp called social tedia and appreciate the fabulously tactile and immediate reality that the real world offers. Go fishing!